What is going on, my Cardano friends? It is your friend Jack here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about SundaeSwap's most recent article and the most recent news in regards to their mainnet launch, and also the expectations of Congestion for said mainnet launch. So let's go ahead and let's switch over to the article. Essentially, they've written about this, right? They're warning everybody and giving everybody the expectations that things might get a bit congested and things may take time to smoothen out after the hype dies down on initial launch. So they are also announcing that they're going to expect very exciting news in the next few days, and this news is very likely in turn with their official mainnet launch date. That's my opinion. Now, we don't really know, but we do know what they are expecting upon the initial launch, and that is a lot of delays and a lot of congestion. It's not really SundaeSwap's fault, and this is, to me, a better option to have delays of even up to a day for swaps on the initial launch within the first week, rather than delaying it, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months till they deploy the DEX, and all of Cardano's ledgers fully upgraded parameter wise, and the nodes are ready to have higher throughput. To me, it's better to go right now, right? Go and we'll build. Sometimes it might be slow, but that's okay, right? A lot of people are not happy with this. To me, I think it's fine. I don't think there's going to be as much volume as people might think, because people are going to have to, transact with actual real money this time. It's not a test net. That being said, there obviously are going to be a crazy amount of people who are trying to put swaps through, trying to provide liquidity, and it's going to take time to get there and have everyone set up upon the initial launch. That being said, also, there is going to be a lot of ways to track your transactions, right? They're going to see that the first week of operations, loads, whatever they may be, you're going to be delayed probably, right? If it's pretty high transaction, you're going to be delayed. But upon this delay, it'll be possible to cancel orders at any time before they're processed by the scoopers. So you're going to be able to see your orders. You're going to be able to manage them. Even if they can't go through right away, you can at least do that. And it will be still user-friendly. It's not going to be like, you're just waiting and hoping that your transaction got through. It is going to be more verifiable than not. And to me, that is not that bad, really. It's not. And this is going to get better as the weeks go on of the protocol launch and as things of the Cardano network get upgraded. The one motto I like to go by is, we're not here for a sprint. It was never a sprint. It's always been a marathon, and it still is. The cut once after measuring twice approach still applies here. And although you might say, hey, if you measured so well, then why is there such a backlog? Well, decentralization and a lot of other parameters don't always work in favor with efficiency, which to me is fine. I'm not worried about it. Many people are worried about it. They're saying it's terrible. I personally am not worried about it. Maybe I'm just feeding you hopium, but if you've read the article, and also if you're listening to this video, it's not a big deal. In the next few months, I know we're always pushing back things, or always have to wait and have patience, but in the next few months, this will be completely forgotten about, and something like this won't really matter too much because of all the network parameter upgrades. And also, we are in the scaling era right now. We are working towards being completed in the scaling era. We're not done yet. We're working on that as we speak, which is why it's not fully implemented yet. As you can see here, although we expect this backlog during the first stage of the protocol, we're very confident that the protocol can meet the normal day-to-day load once things settle down. That is pretty important. Day-to-day load is going to be the most important thing. Initial load, obviously, it would be nice to be able to handle all the hype at once, no problems, everything just goes through simple, but we can't always do that with a decentralized public ledger, and especially not one that hasn't had that Hydra scaling solution fully implemented yet. If you participated in testnet, you would have known that basically once they get through all the large surges, your transactions, swaps, liquidity providing, and whatever else, it's going to process within a few blocks. And each block is 20 seconds right now. This is working to be reduced to 15 seconds, I believe, but 20 seconds. So it should happen within a minute, which is definitely, I'd say, fast enough for a DEX. They mention here they also will have features to inform users about the backlog, what the current backlog is, what the current throughput is, and where your order roughly stands in the queue of other orders. As I mentioned about the scaling, they also mention this will be further improved as IOG implements a planned series of improvements and enhancements to scale the Cardano network capacity throughout the year of 2022. And this also includes increases in block size and Plutus script memory units. So just general parameter upgrades as well as other optimizations and improvements that are in the works. Here's a list below. I will leave this article so you can read through it if you would like. There's a lot of things going on right now, and most of the people putting this article in a negative light, saying how, Cardano's dead or something a little bit overly blown out of the water from something like this, aren't really the people who care to look into what's coming next and why this is just a small bump in the road, if one at all. Lastly, I wanted to cover the input-output view on this topic and just go over what they've said as well, because I think it's important to see, okay, one of the founding partners is talking about this, and they even mentioned that people are going to FUD it. So let's go ahead and see what they have to say. First of all, we can expect significant network traffic around the launch of new dApps, especially in the early days, i.e. SundaeSwap, and especially around the most hotly anticipated new DeFi launches, with many coming soon. Also keep in mind, SundaeSwap is going to have to share the Cardano network with other dApps. So the scaling solutions that are being implemented right now are very important. And that's why I think more people should also pay attention to what's coming to subsidize the issues that we're seeing right now in terms of scaling. In these still very early days, especially in terms of dApps, demand will very likely exceed capacity at peak times, which is okay. To support ongoing growth and ensure Cardano maintains its resilience and robustness, we'll be making a series of node and Plutus improvements and steady adjustments to network parameters. Today, we've released a new Cardano node version, v133.0. So if you're a stake pool operator, go update your nodes. The network is designed to run at peak capacity, and extensive benchmarking suggests significant performance improvements, which will help smooth out network peaks, giving us further scope for parameter changes. Next, they go over that there's still more in store for plans to scale the network and increase the capacity in a safe manner. And although there may be some initial congestion, the goal is always to maintain a robust and secure network for everyone. In this next part of the thread, they even say to expect FUD. There's going to be a lot of people who don't understand that Cardano has been architected in a way to offer first, security and decentralization. Right now, we're in the phase of scaling, as I mentioned earlier, and there's going to be a lot of people try to FUD this and don't really see the full vision. Lastly, they mentioned that some impatience is inevitable and expected, but remember, slow and steady wins the race. I agree, and I'm looking forward to all of 2022. I also don't think this is as big of a deal as people believe it to be. When you're comparing it to all the other solutions that have high TPS or higher throughput, it really does come down to, what do you want from a blockchain? Do you want decentralization? And do you want, a place where you can go and know that it's not manipulated, it's not controlled by entities, and there's no really point of failure, to say the least. That's where I want to put my money, where there is decentralization, and that is a priority along with security. Okay, that's it for the video today. Right now, the markets are looking pretty gross, so I'm very excited to see SundaeSwap's release date and also just to explore the dApp ecosystem as we go forward into 2022. If you want to take that journey with me, I'll be posting tutorials on all types of dApps coming this year, and also I post Cardano content every day if you do want to stick around and listen to what I have to say or any news that comes up. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your friend Jack from my mom's basement, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.